Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to pick a card. So here, as you can see, I've got another 3 decks of 3 cards in each deck. And today I've picked 3 crystals that are linked to the third eye chakra. So you can either choose opalite, lapis lazuli, or iolite. Okay, so opalite, lapis, or iolite, all linked to the third eye chakra, which helps your intuition, your psychic abilities. Okay, so let me just put 2 of these aside. And we'll start with number 1. I'm just going to bring this forward to put the cards on. It'll be easy. Okay, so that's for the opalite. So card number 1, there you have got the Knight of Bows, although in the Shaman Tarot, which is the one I'm using here, it is known as under a different name. My apologies. This is the Knave of Bows, not the Knight. It's called the Shaman of the Clouds in this particular deck. And basically, then, for those of you who chose this card, this is saying that sometimes you can think about what you're seeing and feeling rather than what is actually in front of you. So it's like a distortion of reality due to your own thoughts, and sometimes we can think of what we want rather than what is actually there in front of us, and it can get a little bit confusing, a little bit distorted, and can overlap each other. So you need to be a little bit careful that you're not doing that, for those of you who chose this card. And just make sure that you are actually seeing exactly what is in front of you, and not something that you want to see and something that you are hoping to see. You need to see things very clearly. But it could be that, like this guy in the sky, it could be that your thoughts are all over the place at the moment. Maybe there's a lot going on in your life, and so you feel like your head is in the clouds a little bit. Maybe you need to get grounded. That could be something that could help you out, clear your thoughts, and help you sort things out a little bit. So grounding, there are quite a few crystals that help you ground. You're looking for your green, your red crystals. Actually, leave the green ones, go for red, and the dark crystals, the black, like obsidian, red jasper, something like that, to ground you. That'll help you out keeping your feet on the floor, and help you get your mind a little bit clearer. Maybe there's a few decisions that you need to make and you're not sure which way to go, but you definitely need to have a clear mind, not look at things properly, clearly. Don't view things through rose tinted glasses, as they say. Now your next card is freedom. Okay, now just like those people there on the card, you want to feel free. They're dancing around, obviously naked, and as you can see, so it must be a nice warm day for them. Certainly wouldn't do it today, it's bloody freezing outside. But anyway, they are dancing around naked. They're free. They've discarded all of their material possessions, their clothes, material possessions, and they're just free. They're just enjoying nature. They're just enjoying being at one with nature, being outdoors. But also, as they've got bare feet, that helps them ground as well, as I mentioned in the first card. So as I say, that is quite important for yourself. I'm not telling you to go and run outside naked or streak down the road. If you wish to do so, that is your choice, but not something I am advising you to do. Okay. And so if you do that and get into trouble, please don't say, well, She told me on the reading. No, I didn't. Okay, right. So let's have a look at your crystal. This is messages from Mother Earth. Now this is aquamarine. Slip through life. Don't grip through life. Deep relaxation. Let's see if I can get that without the light on it. Deep relaxation allows you to surrender into a natural buoyancy and float along the river of life. A calm, cool, serene energy that offers reassurance all is well with the world. Excuse me a minute. Okay, better. Okay, so that's aquamarine. Aquamarine's a lovely, nice, cool stone. It's attached to the water, the sea, as you might guess with the name as well. And so you've actually got three elements represented in these cards. So you've got water, you've got air, and you've got earth. So you just need fire. But then fire is active, and fire is activity, energy. But at the end of the day, if your head is in the clouds a little bit, if you're having trouble working out your thoughts and your feelings, it's best not to act impulsively, and get yourself grounded, get your thoughts and your feelings in order. Make sure you see things clearly before you act. Okay, so organisation as well is the key there. Okay, so let me know what you think at the bottom. Click subscribe and like, and then you'll catch the next time I do one of those for you. So thank you for joining me, and I'm going to move on to number twos. Okay, so this is the Lapis Lazuli, beautiful blue stone. Oh, look at the colour of that, absolutely gorgeous. Right, so your first card is the Ten of Bows. Okay, right, so the Ten of Bows is it's often a card of our thoughts, our fears, I should say, that we think ourselves. It's worries that we build up and we build up and build up until they get to such a state that we become really anxious, and sometimes it can lead to depression. But these fears are literally based on things that we perceive rather than what is actually there again. So try to look at things objectively, try to stand back. Okay, if you're worried about something, just know that uh, normally when we get worried about something, nothing's happened as yet. We worry about something that could happen in the future. If something's already happened, it's done and dusted. Put it right. Go speak to somebody who, if you're falling out with somebody, go speak to them and sort it out. Don't let it build up to such an extent that it affects your life. But if it's something that hasn't happened, something that you're worried about in the future, just let it go. It's not happened yet. Why worry about something that hasn't happened? Because when you worry about it, there's a thing called law of attraction. So when you think all these bad things that actually haven't happened, you're actually attracting them to you. So let them go, right? If it hasn't happened, don't worry about it. Let it go. These are fears. I mean, look at that guy there. He's falling off the stairs, and yet he could have walked down those stairs quite easily. But you can see the head at the bottom. It's almost like the head's exploding because there's so much going on in that person's head with worries and fears that he's got to the point where his head is exploding. So yeah, let things go. Don't allow things to build up. Okay, what have I got here? Body care. Right, if there's a card sort of saying to you, well, look after yourself. Right, it's not it's the whole body. This is, it's not just the physical body, it's the mental well-being, and also your spiritual well-being. So maybe do a little bit of exercise. Walking is fantastic, especially if you could go and walk around a park or around the outside, in the country somewhere, if you're able to do that. Or if you're able to sit in the back garden just for a few minutes quietly, just enjoy nature, just be at one with nature, and just take those few minutes to be with yourself. Okay, and also with that card, it also tells you that if you're suffering with worries and anxieties and fears that are building up, also try and eat well, because sometimes when we get stressed out, we can actually start eating really bad. We look to things that what's the word I'm looking for? Make us feel better, like your cakes and your donuts and all that stuff. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You look to all of that to make you feel better, but stress produces a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol produces a fat. It is known as the fat hormone, known as the stress hormone and the fat hormone. This is something that the diet companies don't tell you about. When you get stressed, you produce cortisol, and cortisol makes you put on weight. It stores your food. So you need to be careful of what you're eating if you're stressed out. But as I say, try to let it go. These are fears that we build up, and we all do it. We're all guilty of it. So everybody who's listening to this will know exactly what I'm talking about. Let those fears go. They're probably not happened. Don't worry about it, okay? If it does happen, then deal with it when it gets to you. There's always some way of getting out of things, so I try not to let it build up to get to such an extent that it's detrimental to you. Now, I've got petrified wood as the message from Mother Earth. This is touch wood. It's sure to be good. Yeah, just bring this forward there. There you've got petrified wood. It draws the aura close to the body and promotes a sense of belonging. It whispers gentle reminders linking you to the cycles of life which enable you to embrace change. It's particularly beneficial for those who are grieving or lonely. It can also link the mind to the past and unlock past life experiences to bring resolution and closure to repetitive, unproductive patterns. Okay, petrified wood is actually fossiled wood. So it's wood that's been around for millions of years as fossil, just like shells and things, or bones that have been fossiled that you can sometimes find in quarries and on the beach. Okay, so that's that. But it's also saying to you, this is quite interesting here, links you to the cycle of life, beneficial for those who are grieving or lonely, which again could relate to this card here, the Ten of Bows, because if you've had a loss in the family, or one of your friends maybe, which is happening all around the world at the moment, then get yourself some petrified wood, like it says there, and keep it with you, and it will help you with a grieving process. Or if you're feeling a little bit lonely, as I said before, get out into nature. Nature is so beneficial, and it can give you such a healing feeling. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say that just being out in nature cures all ills. It doesn't, but it just makes you feel so much better because you're surrounded by life. And when you're surrounded by life, it can only lift you up. You certainly don't want to be surrounded by anxiety and fears, do you? So get out into life and just see the magic around you. Okay, so I hope that's helped you for those of you who chose the lapis. And I'm just going to move on to the iolite now. Okay, this is my iolite pendulum. And if you can see the colours on that, it might be a little bit, light might be on it a bit too much, but absolutely lovely indigo blue with flashes of purple. Yeah, lovely. Becoming fast one of my favourite crystals, the iolite is. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got here. Right, we've got number 15. Okay, now number 15 obviously is known as the devil in most packs. Now in the Shaman deck that I'm using here, it's known as the Lord of Transformation. Interesting. So you got the Shaman that's there. He's got an interesting pair of feet, hasn't he? I don't know if you can see that. Claws on the feet. And he's got all these masks hanging up, but the masks are indicative of spirits, of the spirit world. But instead of getting in touch with the spirit world, he's using those masks in the place. So this is a card sort of indicating a delusion, a substitution as well. So this is a card warning you to be careful of things around you at the moment that may not be as they seem. It could be that people are telling you something that they want you to believe, which actually may not be. So whatever anybody's telling you at the moment, look into it. Don't just take it for granted that they're telling you the truth. You need to look into it. You need to do a bit of research, go a little bit further into things to find out the truth. You might find out something a bit different to what people have been telling you. This card also stands for being attached to something. So, I mean, if you take all those masks that guy has got there, he doesn't need all those masks to get in touch with the spirit world. If he's a shaman, he can just do it, can't he? He can do it. He's like a medium. He doesn't need all those masks to do it for him, so he can get rid of those. But he's hanging on to them because they're like substitutes. And so this card is telling you to get rid of everything that you don't need. There are things around you that you've maybe been collecting that are being keeping dust, collecting dust, and it's time for you to let go of those things that do not serve you. Make room for the new in your life. You don't need all these masks. You don't need them. Let them go. And also that goes for yourself as well. Be you. So if you're doing a lot of things in life, maybe you're doing a job that you don't like or living a life that you don't like, maybe it's time to look at what you're doing. Take a good hard long look at what you want out of life and look at how you can change things. And trust spirit, trust the guides, trust the angels, trust source, trust your God, trust the universe, and ask them to lead you to what is right and beneficial to you. But as I say, you'll need to get rid of a lot of the stuff that's collecting dust around you that you don't need, that is just taking up space. Time to get rid of it, trying to sort it all out so that you can progress and move forward, and all the new things then have got space to actually enter your life. Okay, what we've got here is intention. So as we're saying, you need to sit down and you need to have a think about what you actually want. So the intention is quite important when you're asking the universe to manifest it, or you're asking your guides to help lead you in the right direction, help you with decisions, and help you with signs. You need to keep your intention. So, unless you know exactly what you want for the future, you're not going to be holding that in your mind because you don't know. So, you need to make sure um, that you know exactly what it is that you want. So, you need to hold that intention clearly in your mind. Okay. The same could be said as well if you're working on something at the moment. As I said, the card there, the shaman, the devil as it is in other cards, it often represents being fixed to something, attached to something that we don't want to let go of. So it could be that you're working on something, a project or a relationship or whatever it is, but again, with intention, you need to keep your intention, your focus in mind of what you want from the future while you're working towards it. And that way you stand a much better chance of actually achieving what it is that you're trying to get to. Okay, much better chance of achieving your goals. Now the crystal that you've got here is moldavite, so get out of your mind, it feels divine. Alright, so I just bring that there. There you go. This powerful crystal is known as the stone of transformation. When you are ready to face major change, this is the ally for you. It will instantly balance the emotions and bring a sense of peace and stability during emotionally charged times. It will open your mind and expand your energy. Okay, Moldavite. That's a nice one, isn't it? And you can see that's green. That represents your heart chakra as well. So again, your heart chakra is very important with intention because you need to know exactly what you want, what you're aiming for, whether you're on a project, whether you're working towards something and it's already in your mind of what you want, or whether it's something that you're not really sure how to approach, something that you want in the future. You need to hold it in your heart. You need the intention. So when you've got that intention, when you've got it clear what you want and you've got that intention, make sure it's in your heart and it's surrounded by love, peace, calmness, gratitude. You want it surrounded by all the nice things because that's what you want to manifest. That's what you want to attract towards you, the nice stuff, not the bad stuff. So intention is important, but holding it in your heart is important as well. Okay, so for those of you who chose the iolite, let me know what you think at the bottom. If you have any comments, click subscribe and like, and I'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye bye.